tomorrow is never promised. That's the idea that sent Angela Fuller back into the gym as an adult, and it's carried her all the way to becoming a repeat finisher of the Omnithon, all 14 events at NAIGC Nationals. Today, she shares her comeback, what the Omnithon actually demands, and what she's seeing in the sport that's growing faster than most people realize. This is Angela Fuller. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, this is great, Angela. When you reached out and I kind of did my research on you and your journey, it's incredible, and I think it's perfect for our show GymnasticsVille right now, especially because we've over the last few episodes we've had adult gymnasts come onto the show and share their stories. So I'm really looking forward to this with you. And the first question is, what does your gymnastics journey look like?
Yes. So I'll take you back a long time ago because I'm 46 now.
Okay.
So I started at 5 years old. I was like flipping off the swings and at recess, and the teacher went to my mom and was like, You need to put her in gymnastics." So I got to gymnastics and got involved, started competing, absolutely loved it. And then at 14, I had a beam injury, and I could not get over the mental block and everything that was involved there. And so I decided to leave the sport. And then I went into cheerleading because I could still flip and fly, even though I didn't like it as much. And then I cheered in college. Then I was in a car accident. So right out of college, it was done. I was no longer an athlete. I messed up my back, severe back injury, nerve impingement, herniated disc, the whole thing. So my doctor said, "You're done. Like your athletics are done." And so I just kind of settled into a life of I'll be a corporate America girl. I was a recruiter and I had babies. So my second pregnancy, I actually injured my back worse. So I was put on disability for a short time. But every night I dreamt of flipping and flying. Like literally every night I dreamt of doing giants because that was kind of a skill I was working on when I left at 14. So, my best friend was diagnosed with terminal breast cancer. And it was a massive wake up call of what am I doing? Like, I'm going to fight for this. I don't care that the doctor said I'm done. I want to fly. So that's when I hired a PT. I had a nutritionist. I started weight training. I got in the best shape of my life. I lost a bunch of weight. And then I started teaching group fitness, and I do like dance fitness and all that kind of stuff. And then I decided I saw American Ninja Warrior and decided, oh my gosh, that'd be a cool dream. So I started going after that. But what most people don't know is that takes years to get on.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
yeah. So in the meantime, though, I saw Chellsie Memmel make her return. I saw her interview on the Today Show or Good Morning America, one of those. And I was like, wait a minute, there's adult gymnastics. I had no idea that was a thing. And so she's an Olympian, but I was like, well, she's a mom. I'm a mom. So I started looking into it. And then I Googled and I found 5280 and they had adult classes. So I signed up for a class. I went in, instantly hooked. A girl invited me on the team a few weeks later, started competing. And now I've been competing the last 5 years through the NAIGC. I've done the Omnithon the last 2 years, did the Masters World Cup. Yeah, it's been amazing. I've shared my story in People magazine and Inside Gymnastics magazine, on lots of media, the Associated Press. And so it's been so cool. Not only did I chase my dream, I came back, but I get to inspire all these other people out there and show them that it's never too late. So yeah, it's a long story.
Wow. Listen, wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
Where do I even start with a follow-up?
I know.
I'll start with this, right? What was that? Okay, so you were inspired, Chellsie Memmel.
Yeah.
You started getting your body ready to take the wonderful trauma of gymnastics because as much fun as it, some of the skills do require your body to be in a certain amount of shape. What was that
Yeah.
process like? Like getting your body prepped? Because I think this could be very helpful that adults that were in your past situation, right? Like, what did you do to get your body ready for gymnastics?
Yes, I love that you're asking this because that is the thing. I came back from like a body that could do nothing to what I'm doing. And I love that about my story because truly anybody watching this, you can do this, right? So yeah, so what I did was obviously that nutritionist, PT, strength training was huge. When I started ninja training, that's tons of bar work and upper body. So doing all that prep, trying to get on American Ninja Warrior helped me when I walked into the gymnastics gym because I had all that upper body strength. And doing all those obstacles and everything. I would say though, like the biggest thing is I tell everybody try to get in really good physical shape before you walk back into the gym. We do see a lot of people that get excited to come in and they get injured right away because they're not physically
Yep.
prepped.
Yep.
So you shouldn't be doing a round off if you haven't done one in 20 years and you aren't working out at all. I always say that get back into a gym. And I love I don't know, like a lot of plyometrics, box jumping, all that kind of work. So agility work and upper body strength, start working on pull-ups. So those are a lot of things that you do need to get your body in shape to handle that impact too. I don't think people realize I think I'm twice the weight I was as a child. Um,
Exactly.
yeah. So when you're hitting a springboard at twice the weight, with previous injuries, you got to make sure that you have the muscles and the foundation to take that impact. So yeah, it was
That's
years. Yeah.
yeah. I bet. I bet. So you stepped away, came back, right? Can
Yep.
you recollect what that feel was as a child doing gymnastics at a gym, and then now transition to what they feel like as an adult in the gym? Are there certain aspects that are the same, or certain aspects that are different?
It's so much better. It's so
Better.
much
Okay.
better. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
for the love of the sport. NAIGC, that's the slogan, for the love of the sport. And so I just am having fun. And as a little girl, I had to be on the podium. So I always say purpose over podium
Mm,
because really like the medals, they sit in a box and collect dust. And so I'm really out there just to have fun. I'm not trying to validate anybody. I'm not trying to make my coaches proud. I'm trying to make myself proud. So I would say as an adult, you're coming back for yourself. And as a child, there's like your parents, and there's just a lot of aspects that go into it. So it felt similar, but so much better. Like when you do the lines or warm up, if I don't feel like doing one of the things we're doing, I don't have to do it because
yeah.
I'm an
That's true.
adult. Like
That's right. That's so true. That's so true.
if I'm on beam and I'm like, this isn't going well, I'm going to another, it's fine. I don't have like a set rotation I have to be in, or if I don't listen to my coach, I have to go climb the rope. Like I don't have to do any of that. Um, so yeah, I would say it's so much more fun and competitions are a blast. Like, some of my favorite competitions are when I fell and I got back up and finished the routine. And I know people are like, that's weird. And it's not, because it made me feel so proud that like I can overcome anything. And as a little girl, falling was like devastating. And now I just laugh it off and I'm like, oh my gosh, I get to flip and fly in my 40s. Like, how cool is this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Wow. Wow. So let's talk about it. You brought it up a little bit in IGC. What I know about it, okay, it's I've been to a few meets before. I have a few former past gymnasts that went to universities and did the club aspect of it. I hear a lot of great things about it. But my biggest question is, which I don't really know much about, and maybe you can educate our audience, is what the heck is Omnithon?
Yes, I know. Everyone's like, what is that? The greatest, I know. It's the greatest thing ever. So, as I was saying, like when I was little too, I was a gymnast in the 90s. So,
Okay.
we didn't touch the boys'
So
equipment.
was
It
I,
was
by the
like,
way. So was
you
I.
were,
So I
okay,
love
okay,
gymnastics in the '90s. Was great. I love
okay.
gymnastics, at least in terms of like the athletes that were big back in that, and we'll get
Yeah.
into that a little bit more. But yeah,
Oh my gosh, it was so great. But it was very traditional. It was like you're a girl, you're over here, you're a boy, you're over here. And so I'm very strong and doing ninja and stuff. And my coach said, you can do the boys equipment too. It's just events. It's not like one's for boys, one's for girls. I was like, oh, okay. So I went on the rings and I'm like, this is really fun. He's like, well, let's try the parallel bars. And I'm like, okay, this is really fun. Other than the arm bruising, I'm not a fan of that.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, but I loved it and it was challenging and different. And so I started off the first few years, I just did women's all around. And then I decided to add in the men's events. So at Nationals, you do the decathlon. So you do all around men's, all around women's in one day, all 10 events. And then they said, or you could do the ultimate challenge, which is you can add on trampoline and tumbling. And
Oh, so the decathlon is both events for artistic gymnastics, and then the
yes,
Omnithon adds. Okay, that makes
yeah.
sense.
But the funny thing about trampoline and tumbling, you have to do synchronized trampoline. So you have to have a
What?
partner. Yeah. It's so much fun. I like, and you know what's funny? One year I got my partner the night before and we got fifth place out of like 60 like partners. It was the funniest thing. We did the most basic routine, but we were synchronized.
Wow.
So it's so silly. It's so
Do
fun.
you find a partner there, or are you training with your partner locally? Like, how does that work? I don't
You
even
find
know.
so like my partners don't live in Colorado.
Okay.
So I literally found, and then the night before the competition, you like, I send them the video. This is what we're gonna do. One year it was a girl, one year it was a boy. I love how I keep saying girl and boy, not women and men, because I
Hey,
still see
it's
myself as like
right.
a
You know,
little
it's the
girl.
adult gymnastics keep you young. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love that. Yeah.
I do. I feel like a little girl. So anyways, so yeah, we just sent each other the routine, practiced, and then the night before we did it like 3 times. Then you compete it the next day. So, yeah, it's so much fun. So you do all 14. And
Is this
there
all
was,
in one sitting, like one session? You're doing all 14, or is it broken up from day one to day
so
two? Or
typically I do all 10 artistic and then the other 4 on a different day.
okay,
Yeah. So it's insane. Um, and, but the challenge is so cool. And, and they're like, there's no one your age that's ever done it. And I'm so that girl when you say no one's ever done it your age. I'm like, where do I sign up?
yep,
Dun, dun, dun.
yep.
Um, and then I'm like, so last year it was really challenging because I didn't like fuel properly and I didn't. Okay, so you know that feeling when you do your event and then you had to like go like this, right? So I didn't realize like that's hard to manage over 14 events.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying. You're nuts.
so I was, the first year, by the time I got to the last event, I couldn't even see the bars. They were like floating. I was delirious. And my cute coach was like, well, you don't have to do your full routine. It will still count. And I was like, no, I'm doing it. And it was scary. I didn't know where I was in the air in the flyaway, but I survived. And then this year, because I did it last year, I knew how to fuel properly and I did
Pace
awesome.
yourself a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yes. And so yeah, this year I just did a lot better and I knew what to expect. So yeah, so I've done it the last 2 years in a row. Um, I always say if God gives me the body and I can do it, I'm gonna do it every year. So we'll see next year.
Wow. So with NAIGC, like what does like a season look like for you? Is that the only meet you do? Do you do local meets, or is that the main thing that you train for throughout the season? Is NAIGC Nationals?
Yeah, no, we have lots. So Colorado, we're so lucky. So we have a lot of college club teams here. We have
Wow.
CU, DU, CSU. So we have a lot of them to compete with. So we have
Mm,
like 4 to 5 local meets.
wow.
Yeah. And so we compete with them and then I do nationals. And then, like I said, the one year I did the Masters World Cup too. So um, I love it. And it is so cool. So when I started, there was only like 8 of us on my team 8 years ago, or I'm 5 years ago, excuse me. There's like 5 years ago. And now there's over, I think there's like 40 something of us on the team. And our competitions have gotten so big. We have over 100 people on average at each one that we have to have 2 sessions.
Wow.
I mean, it's the coolest thing.
It's incredible.
Um, and then we don't have age divisions. And I know a lot of people my age are like, well, I want an age division because I don't want to compete against 20-year-olds or whatever. I love it because I just want to show these girls that, we don't expire. We can do this forever. And I don't need like a handicap. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, because I'm doing it for the love of the sport. And some AAU is more like they want the medal, right? Because they have so many categories. You are guaranteed to walk out with medals. In NAIGC, that is not the case. And so most of our meets, we don't even have medals.
Really? You just kind
So
of
yeah,
announce, is it more team based of the meets, or
it's both. It's
okay.
team and
Okay.
individual. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, it's really cool. And I just, So that's kind of locally. And then, like I was mentioning, even the growth of it worldwide is gone, it's huge. So it's doubled the Omnithon. We had twice the amount of people participate this year than the year before, which I cried when I heard that because I had so many girls coming up to me being like, well, if a woman in her 40s can do it, I can do this.
There you go.
And
Absolutely.
yeah, so that was super cool. And then our nationals keeps growing. Our
Well,
online groups.
nationals is huge. Like how many competitors? Because you guys just had something in Alabama. Was it
Yeah.
Alabama this year?
Yeah, good job.
Okay,
Yeah. We had around 1700 competitors.
it's massive.
Yeah. Yeah, it's massive. And so it's funny because people are like, adult gymnastics is a thing. And I'm like, it's not just a thing, it's huge. Like, it's huge. And worldwide, it's huge. Also, I think I just saw the other day on our Facebook group that there's over 700 classes worldwide.
Wow.
And that's just documented ones. We don't really know that, right? That's kind of a guess who's provided those classes. But then we have 25,000 of us on Facebook groups online. So it's huge.
It's growing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, what do you think has sparked the growth? You think it's gymnastics ambassadors, Olympians like Chellsie Memmel? Like, what do you think it is? Like, what are adults looking for? Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when they get to the age where it's like, I want to do something else.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things sparking it. So I think the biggest, yes, a lot of people being vocal. Our Olympic team, was the oldest they've ever been at the last Olympics. So we're starting to see this is not a teenage sport. We can do this forever. So I think that's huge. Chelsea's a huge, yeah, she's doing an incredible job helping spread the word. All of us going out into the world and sharing our stories on podcasts and through the media is absolutely helping just bring awareness to it through social media and so forth. But I think there's a part of us, all of us, that has that childhood sport that makes us come alive. And we think that we have to be done with that and we never can do that again. And then you just see somebody else do it and you're like, wait, it's almost like you get permission from them. Sometimes you need a leader and somebody to show you it's possible. So I think there's a lot of that. Just yeah, I think just people seeing that it's a thing and then they come to the class and they realize how much fun it is. And I think in a world too where we're so focused on fitness and like you need to eat protein and strength train and
Yeah.
it's really boring. And
It
so
is just
I
sitting in the gym lifting weights. That's never if you ever did gymnastics. I mean, you do it to stay in shape, but that doesn't really challenge you in that way, you know?
Yeah, I tell everybody too, there's no better feeling like when you think you can't do a skill and you're scared and then you do it, that feeling is so addictive because you're like, oh my gosh, look what I just did. Like that makes you feel so alive. And so I think that all of us are craving more things in life to make us feel more alive. And going into some people do get that from weight training. So I'm not taking that from anybody. And weight training is great. But I think that there's something to be said for play based fitness. Um, when you go in there and you feel pure joy in your movement and doing, it's just different. You stay more committed to something that you're having fun
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah. Absolutely. And our very last guest that I had on last week, Haley Silberg from Captivate Adult Gymnastics
Yeah,
Canada, right? She had talked about how important it is. Well, how the mental aspect of it. It's very good for your mental health, gymnastics, and I thought that was a good point, right? And I think part of it is having fun. We talked about the social aspect of it, especially as you get older, really having that in your life. Do you feel that same way that it's also good for your mental health?
well, absolutely. It's healed my inner child for sure.
Yeah.
Um, and I definitely, yeah, I have struggled in the past with some anxiety and I had postpartum depression. And so I've had a lot of struggles and absolutely like when I get in there and I can just focus on myself for a few hours and just training and doing something I loved in a simpler time in life, when I was a child, bringing out that inner child is so healing. I also, I didn't mention, but I did have some abusive coaching. It was the 90s and it just wasn't a great situation. And so for me, it's massively healed that. I have an incredible coach now, Mike, and that has been amazing because I don't have somebody yelling at me or, so I can't even explain it. So I always tell people, like, if you struggled even with your childhood sport and you loved the sport, but you didn't necessarily love maybe the coaching aspect or whatever, I super encourage you to go back as an adult
Yeah.
because it can be so different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gymnastics is so different. The 90s was so different.
To agree with you there, right? So, like, I loved the gymnastics, but the actual other aspects of it, I think you hit it right on the money. It definitely needed a reboot. It definitely needed to change, and I think we're getting to that point. You mentioned it
Yeah.
earlier. The last Olympic team was the oldest. I think a large part of that is how the sports change and how the coaches have improved to help these athletes stay in it versus just leaving the sport with a bitter taste in their mouth because a lot of we're the same generation, and you'd be surprised how many of our generation left the sport with a bad taste in their mouth, like really
Yep.
being like, yo, I'm done with this sport. But it's good to see him coming back now, right? You came back.
Yes.
I'm thinking
Yep.
about it, right? Like I'm like, yo,
Are
maybe
you
I should get a
serious?
look.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. I'm more of a coach now, but like I have been stretching a little bit more lately. I've been doing this
Yeah.
shoulder rehab. I'm like, maybe.
Well, and I always tell people, okay, so I didn't come back to be the best ever, or like, I think that what people have to realize is like, it truly is just for fun, especially if you do the NAIGC. And so, I mean, there are people out there doing cartwheels and forward rolls, and we are cheering for them like they're doing a double back, and you're just going out there and having fun with it. And so I think if you mentally can put yourself back there, you absolutely should do it. But look at all the comebacks happening right now. Like, I'm so excited. Um, I think Caitlin is my favorite because her joy is so contagious.
Owashi, Caitlin Owashi, got it
Yeah.
right. Okay.
I wish everybody, like, you can genuinely tell she's coming back for the love of the sport. Um and her joy, I want people to feel that. And when back in the 90s it was so intense and like competitions were so intense. And now I dance in between my routines. Sometimes I forget and they're like, Angela, you're up on floor. And I'm like, oh, okay, let me go over there and do that floor routine real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Let me lock
I
in. Let
love
me
it.
lock in.
Yeah. Yeah. But even sometimes I'm not locked in and I'm like, well, whatever.
um.
Yeah.
So before we get into, I have a few more questions, but I did want to talk about NIGC because at first I initially thought you had to be in college to go to their nationals. You want to kind of talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, well, I'm definitely obviously not. I'm 46. No, so it's so confusing, right? Because it's National Association of Intercollegiate College Gymnastics. I think I
Yeah,
got that right.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
So yes, no, it's absolutely not. So it's basically it is mostly college club teams. I will absolutely, but there is a huge chunk of us now and that are not in college and we're just adults and they invite us in and they are so inviting. They love it. It's cute because I'll be warming up with them and sometimes I'm like a Monet from a distance. I kind of look young their age and then they get up close and they're like, oh, there's a lot of age. So it's always so fun to go to the meets because they're like, "Oh, you're not in college," and I'm like, "I'm not. I could be your mom, but it's fine. Let's have fun." But yeah, so no, I don't know the actual percentage. But yeah, it's mostly college club teams. But no, there's absolutely in our section that's not college kids is growing every year. They're super accepting of us, and if you come not in college, you feel completely welcome.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
what are the steps for a listener that's listening and wants to get adult gymnastics? Maybe their adult program have doesn't have any experience with NIGC. Like what steps should they kind of take?
Yeah, so
Any
anyone
advice?
can do it. You can be an independent athlete. So
Okay.
you just go to NAIGC and go look up where the meets are. And then, yeah, you don't even have to you literally can just sign up as an independent athlete and show up at the meet. And the other cool things is the meets are like $20. Um, so
Registration, like the meat
yeah,
fees, 20. Oh wow,
it's
that's
so
nothing.
cheap.
Yeah.
I know, that's why it's so awesome, right? They're like, wait, not hundreds of dollars. No, it's not hundreds of dollars. So yeah, anybody can really do it. Just go online, sign up. Anybody can go to nationals. I know everyone's like, you qualified to nationals. I'm like, oh no, there was no qualification. I
Yeah, yeah, I
signed up.
qualified. I'll be there. I'll be there.
And then they're like, Masters World Cup. I'm like, I know, I didn't qualify for that either, but I did sign up.
Is there qualification for masters?
There's none. So I
Okay,
think so the really cool thing, well, if you want to represent the team USA, there's a
got
team
it.
element and an individual element.
Okay,
I chose to compete as an individual, but I will tell you, I always dreamt as a little girl to represent the USA. And so 2 years ago at Masters World Cup, we represented our country. So I had the
awesome.
full USA leotard and everything.
Heck yeah.
And I can't even tell you how cool. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I am representing the USA." So I think that there's just so many aspects of the NAIGC. Like if there's anything you didn't get to do as a kid, you can do it now. It's not too late. Any event you want to do, come do it. And whatever leotard you want to wear it. You don't want to wear a leotard, whatever, wear something else. It's really for everybody. Like it's so laid back. It's awesome.
Sweet,
So yeah.
sweet. No, yeah, thanks for that info. So let's talk about the next place that's on your, I guess, your bucket list, right? It's going down.
Yes. It's
Talk
going
about it
down.
because I have a lot of follow up questions about it. Where will you be going next?
Yes. So next week I'm going to US Championships in Phoenix. And I'm so excited. So when I was little, we couldn't afford to go to any of those meets or anything. So I've never ever seen elite gymnastics like that in person ever. So
It's
see,
going to be
never
a
too
treat.
late.
Yeah.
46 years later. So yeah, so I'm going and I'm going to go to the senior men's and senior women's, of course. And then last week, I just saw that the Magnificent Seven from '96 are all going to be there to accept an award. And
The
so
90s are represented, right?
I know. And I was literally cried in my living room. My husband's like, "Why are you crying?" I'm like, "I get to see all my heroes." And because I'm still that little girl. Like even though I'm an adult doing gymnastics, like they're the reason I'm doing gymnastics.
Yeah.
I had their posters all over my wall. I like religiously read my magazines. And that's why even doing Inside Gymnastics magazine, when I was in that, that was huge because when you're little, those are the magazines you look at. And I know a lot of people, I know like my boys are like, "Mom, do people still read magazines?" I'm like, "Yes, they do. Yes, they do." So they're so I know I have teenage boys, and so they're always humbling me. I'm like, "Look, mom's in a magazine." So anyways, yeah, so it's pretty cool. So I'm going and then I'll meet the team from Inside Gymnastics magazine and yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's exciting. I think I'm not sure people realize that 96 team, okay, was historic, and that was the first of many Olympic team gold medals. Like that was their first time winning Olympic gold in '96.
Yeah.
So, and it's weird because when I first watched that, I think you watched it too. I was like, "Oh, the women are good," but like I didn't realize that was their first one. So it's just they
Well,
started this whole trend,
coming
right?
off of 92, 92 was kind of a controversial year and
Yeah, yeah. Barcelona. Yep.
yeah, 92 was interesting. That's when I fell in love with most of these girls though was and 96 was a hard one for me though too because I left gymnastics in 94.
Mm.
So 96 I was no longer in the sport. So I loved it, but it was also hard because it was like I love this sport and I remember just thinking, I never even thought this was ever an option. So back then I thought, well, I'm never going to be a gymnast again. So it was a weird year. Like I loved them so much. And then I also had written both Dominique Dawes and Shannon Miller like little fan mail, and they sent it back to me, and it's been in my nightstand for
That's
30
crazy.
years. And so yeah, and it was so cute because Dominique Dawes' mom took a little picture of her reading my letter, and then she wrote me a personal note.
Wow.
I know. So I don't know if they realize like I'm sure they realize they had such a huge impact on all of us. And it's not only then, but it's followed me my entire life watching them. They've inspired me forever and they made me fall in love with gymnastics. So yeah,
Yeah.
I can't believe I get to see it. Like I'm gonna get teary-eyed again. Like I get to see them in person.
Yeah.
um,
It's
because I
amazing.
yeah. Because I did get to see I got to meet Dominique Moceanu. Did I
Okay.
say her last name right?
Yep.
Say her
Moceanu.
last name.
Yep. You said it right.
Moceanu.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I
Yep.
always mess it up. But I got to meet her at Nationals 2 years ago. And that
NAIGC Nationals. She came.
yeah, she came.
Very cool.
She's so cool. And I had her poster on my wall too. And I'm sure she was probably a little like, oh my goodness, because I was totally fangirling around same age pretty much. So she's really like, okay, cool. But then it was funny because she's like, wait, you still do gymnastics? And I was like, well, after a 27-year break. But yes, I'm back. And she's like,
Figures.
yeah, 27 years. Um, I know. See, so it's never too
When you
late.
when you
But
say it out loud, right? It hits differently.
almost 3 decades. Like it's wild. I kept my gymnastics box. I still whip out a few of the leotards and wear them from my childhood. I mean, they're a little tight, but yeah, it's wild. And so I think that is so yeah, even she was like, you did all the events. And I was like, yeah, it's so much fun. You should do it too. So it's funny too, because you can kind of see even those girls, some of them, I mean, they're all very involved in the sport still.
Yeah.
They have their own
Yeah.
gyms and everything. But I never had closure too. I think some people that did have closure with the sport's a little easier, maybe to never come back, but I love it. There's no better feeling. Like, so when I was saying earlier, I was working giants when I left and I never learned them. And so for those 27 years, I literally visualized it every night.
That's
And
crazy.
yeah. So one of my first practices, I got on the bar and I strapped in and started swinging them. And my coach was like, oh, you did those as a child? And I'm like, never did them as a child. He's like, how do you know what to do? I'm like, I dreamt of them for 27 years. So visualization works.
You're
Isn't that
manifesting it for
crazy?
sure, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was wild. So it's so cool. And so like to do the unfinished business is I just want everybody to feel that feeling of going back to their childhood sport. It's so magical.
So the Omnithon, what's the hardest event for you? The
I
most
hate the
challenging?
balance beam.
Really, the
So
balance beam.
yeah, I hate it. I it's I I yeah, I well it's what I ended gymnastics on. I got a super bad leg injury.
Gotcha.
So mentally, actually when I first came back, I said I'll never do the beam again. And then I always tell people, faith over fear, face your fears. And so one night my coach was just like, I really think you should try the beam again. And I'm like, okay. Um, so I do a very basic routine and I still hate it. But fun fact, I never stayed on the balance beam once as a child. Not one
What?
meet. Not one meet did I stay on the whole routine. So as an adult at my DU meet a few years ago, I stayed on for the whole routine. You would have thought I won the whole meet.
You're
Like
like,
when
I
I
stayed on the beam.
dismounted.
Wow. Good job. 27 years later, you stayed on that beam.
Yeah. So that was the thing too. Like I wasn't this amazing gymnast as a little girl. And so I think some people think that too, like, oh, you needed to be this high level gymnast. And I'm like, no, I was actually not that great of a gymnast. But so yeah, I mean, if it took that many years to stay on the beam, clearly. And then pommel horse. Oh my gosh.
What's your most fun? I was about to ask you that
Okay, my
next.
most fun, I'm obsessed with bars.
Bars. Okay.
All
Which
bars.
bars? Because, right, there's high
Un
bar and there's uneven
I know
bars.
all of them. Actually, all of them. I no, I would say uneven bars, women's uneven, and then I would say men's parallel bars.
Hmm.
I don't know
Okay.
why, but I feel really strong and powerful. Like they're so hard. Um,
That was
so
my favorite
I
event, parallel bars, growing up.
it
That was that was
was
that was my
okay.
signature event. I love P bars.
They're so good.
Yeah.
Do you have like permanent like bruising and scarring?
I do. When you brought it up, I didn't want to. I didn't want to. You were giving me flashbacks because
Yeah.
back in the day we used to do flips where we flipped few times and came underneath the underarms, and I had to wear these wristbands sometimes. But sometimes I don't like wearing the wristbands because then I would slide more, so that I took them off, but it would just bruise my arms.
Yeah, I do wear because I'm doing it in a sparkly leotard because I do all the events. So
Yeah.
I do put the armband over
Okay.
my,
Yep.
yeah, it
Smart.
helps, but I still
You
like,
still get it.
and then, oh yeah, people are like, what are those bruises from? And I'm like, oh, it's men's parallel bars and gymnastics. And they're like, I'm sorry, what? It's
Yeah.
my favorite thing. It's even my favorite thing to wear this sweatshirt because people in the grocery store or something will say, "Oh, your child does gymnastics there," and I'm like, "No, I do gymnastics there."
Yeah. I mean, and 5280 is such a legendary
Yeah,
club. Like,
it's
it's
awesome.
world renowned, multiple Olympians. I feel like they just crank out college gymnasts, elite gymnasts, national team gymnasts. 5280s, yeah, they're a force for sure.
There, it's an incredible gym. Like I have to give a shout out because the owner is incredible. And the thing about adult programs is to get the insurance and everything that's involved to have adults. It's a lot. And she has been dedicated to us so much. She's incredible. We have a class every night of the week between the two gyms, but one night. Like you can, as an adult, come almost every night of the week, which is
Really?
huge. Yep.
Wow, that is huge. That is
Yeah.
huge. Wow.
And then we host our own, meet every year, but she's incredible. Like without Beth, we wouldn't have the programs that we have. And so yeah, 5280 is an incredible gym. I'm excited to see. I think I just saw Yul will be at the US
He'll
Championships. I'm
be
not
there.
100%. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. He'll be
So
there.
I get to see him do, I know everyone's like, how have you not seen him do gymnastics? But he used to train at Secretive Times. And so I never saw.
He's a morning guy for sure.
Yeah.
He gets in before all the craziness in the classes and all that programming starts.
I will say it's so funny because when I do use Yule's, I call it Yule's equipment when I'm at
Yeah,
the North Gym. I'm like, I'm on the same parallel bars that Yule, the Olympian, trains
very
on,
true.
doing a very different routine.
Yeah, and that's his favorite event too. So
It
parallel
is
bars,
okay.
that's
Yeah,
his
he's
signature event.
so good.
Yeah,
Well, then I am truly on his bars.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so I'm so excited to see him in person, and so it is very different to see gymnastics on a TV screen on your phone versus right in front of you. And so I just I don't know. I'm like so giddy. I literally feel like a little kid that I get to go to US championships. And so I'm going to film like a little video of my first experience and
Dope.
stuff. So,
Definitely
yeah.
should take as many selfies with people that you know as possible. They're all about it down there. Don't feel weird about it. Just ask them.
Okay.
They'll do it. They know what it's about. You
Okay.
know,
They won't be like this old woman wants a picture of me.
no, they're used to it. At that point, I almost feel like you and a lot of them are kind of just locked into being like this. This is not just about me competing, but this is about the fans, and they're coming to see us. So,
Yeah. I
yeah,
don't know if I'm sure but we just, you look up to them so much and they are, especially once you understand gymnastics. I'm obsessed with gymnastics, but it is such a hard sport. So for you to be at that level and are that many people watching you, I can't even imagine. Like they're incredible athletes. I mean, I think all athletes are incredible, but that level of gymnast is like a whole different level of person. Like I bow down to them. Like
yeah.
it's so amazing, like what they're doing. I mean, I get scared sometimes to do my cartwheel on the balance beam, and they're out there doing, you know. So I do tell people if you've never done gymnastics, just go to an adult open gym before you sit and watch your TV and be like, oh, how did they mess that up? Like,
Exactly. Hey, I'm about to say that. Nope, do not say that until you try it yourself. And you're like, man, it's like, yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it's so hard. And then, yeah, as an adult, doing anything is just a whole different level. And but it's so much fun, and and it is for everyone. My first practice when I walked in, I remember I almost didn't get out of the car because I was like, am I really gonna do this? Like, oh my goodness. And yes, everybody in that gym that day was in their 20s, and I felt like I came home. Like the smell of the gym You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
The stinky feet and the chalk and the
Yeah, and the sweaty wristbands that you didn't wash for years, and you're like, I'm washing them. They actually they're rubbed in now. They're
Yes.
warmed up. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to
Oh my
mess
gosh,
that up.
I went to pull out my grips and
Yeah.
they were rotted. Like the leather was like rotted. I was like,
So
okay, I'm gonna have to get new grips.
yeah, you may have to get new ones. Yeah, after 20, yeah, some years. It's crazy you
Yeah,
still had them.
I still had them. I kept most of my stuff. Yeah, a lot of my leotards went bad. Like the elastic went bad. You know
Oh,
how it like
I can see
snaps.
that almost dry rotted almost a little bit.
Yeah, so I'll give a shout out to GK because
Okay,
all my GKs are like brand new,
great.
30 years later. So
Really? Wow, they
yeah,
held
shout
up.
out to GK. They held up. I know.
So, what are your
So
thoughts
yeah.
on LA 2028?
Oh my gosh.
is this something that may be on the radar? Are you trying to maybe check it out? Maybe
Yes, although the tickets are insane.
they are insane.
Gosh, like I don't even know. Even if I am willing to pay the amount, can I even get a ticket? You know what I mean? So it's not even like financially. Yeah, I mean, of course, my huge dream is to go to the Olympics. That will always be on my list. But I never thought I'd do a U.S. championship. So we're just gonna do baby steps.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna get hooked. I'm telling you right now. You're gonna go. You're
Yeah.
like, okay, this is a vibe here, and I'm coming back.
Yes. Are you going to the championships?
I don't
Yes.
know yet. I haven't
You have
decided.
to.
You know, with me and U.S. championships, it's always last minute for me, doesn't make any sense. But it's usually last minute, and so sometimes depending on the year, it's like, do I go to U.S. championships or do I check out Worlds? Right. So Worlds are in
Yeah.
the Netherlands. I usually don't do
Oh,
both,
cool.
so that's why I'm like, okay, I've been to Phoenix, so I just Phoenix in the Netherlands, Phoenix in the Netherlands. I'll make my decision
I
soon.
totally get that. But I'm going to say, though,
Yeah.
flying to Phoenix in August is quite inexpensive. Um,
Really?
oh, it's so cheap. It's so cheap because
Huh.
nobody's flying to Phoenix in August. It's
Oh
like
yeah,
120.
nobody wants that hot desert, hot dry heat, 110
Yeah.
degrees. Yeah, it's hot.
So if you're watching this and you're like last minute want to go, you
Yeah,
guys can get last minute tickets really
that's
cheap.
me. That's this guy right
Yeah.
here. I'm the last minuter. I'm always last
Yeah.
minute with U.S. championships.
Yeah. And I noticed they have a lot of tickets left. Does it sell out typically?
Usually not the men's, unfortunately, the men's don't sell out. We try to get people to go every year. Day two is always better than day one when it comes to the men. And I will say, at least when it comes to the women, it's usually depending on the year, it's like 70% full,
Yeah. Okay. That's what,
and then an Olympic year, it's like, yeah, pretty close to being sold out.
yeah. Because everybody thinks they're seeing
Yeah.
they are seeing
Yeah.
the
They're trying to
future.
see
Yeah.
who's going to make that team, right?
Yeah. I'm super excited to see Jade too. I've heard amazing things about her, of
Yeah.
course. And I mean, I think it's always cool. Not only do you hear about an incredible athlete, but when they're an incredible human. I actually was even saying that I had sent a little message to Yul actually because, I think when you hear about when people are like, he's just such a great guy, and he takes time and like, I think that that's extra special, right? When you not only look up to them, but then when you get to know them, they're just incredible humans and great people and giving back and doing great things. And so, I've heard a lot about that about Jade as well, and so I'm excited to meet her and I love that, the all around athlete, because they're given this incredible platform to do incredible things, not just within the sport, but, inspiring all these young gymnasts and adults like me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Chelsea will be there then too, maybe.
Well, she's there because she is part of the technical committee,
Yeah. So she
right?
should be there.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
I hope I get to
She
see her.
helps picks the teams. Yeah, she'll be there. Her and
So
Alicia, I think.
I went to her camp. I'll
Okay.
give a shout out to her camp too. It's incredible. You have to go to her camp if
So
you're an
she is like
adult.
an adult gymnastics camp.
Yes. And
Cool.
she is, I think, a couple a year.
Okay.
So that's when I met her for the first time. Same thing. Like, Am I going to love my hero when I meet her? Loved her. She's incredible. Her family's incredible. Her gym's incredible. The camp is incredible. Like, it lived up to everything. So I do absolutely recommend that. I've also become friends, with Jenny and Hugh. So I get to meet Hugh for the first time. You
That's
just had
cool.
them on.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's going to be out there. I hear.
Yeah. So there's so many incredible people in the adult gymnastics space, and we're all here just trying to grow this sport
Yeah.
together. And
Yeah.
so it's really fun. So yeah.
Yeah. That's great. Before I close it out, one last question. What's next with your journey, into next year, and then how can people follow you, right? Follow you because
Yeah.
now, like your journey, you're inspiring this next generation of adult gymnasts. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So thank you. So, oh my goodness. So, my next plans, I always tell everybody I don't make big plans. I actually kind of just see where God leads me and like what happens. I just think it's more fun that way. So, of course, I'm going to compete again next year, and I hope to do the Omnithon again. I think it's in Portland. Yes.
oh, I heard
So
about that.
yeah. Yeah, so I should be at nationals again this year. My huge dream is to travel internationally for the Masters World Cup someday. It's going to be in Tokyo this year, but with my kids' sports, I don't know if I can fly off to
Tokyo's on
Tokyo.
my bucket list. It's on there.
It
So when
is.
so when you told me for the first time, I was like, man, like, how can I swing this?
Yeah, Tokyo, you can do it. It's like I think they just put the dates out like
Yeah.
October 17th or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that.
2027. Absolutely.
Okay, okay, so you got this. So anyways, that's a huge dream of mine. But yeah, so I'm just kind of going with it. I still train and do ninja training for fun. I did eventually get on American Ninja Warrior.
Thank you for that. So you actually got on American Ninja Warrior.
Yes,
Okay, we're gonna have to
I
talk about this for a
did.
little bit. Just a little bit.
Okay, yeah. So
Okay.
I did finally get on it. It took 4 years.
Well,
And it's
talk about
yeah.
that. Like 4 years from the training, or just sending in your audition tapes and then.
Setting in my audition, I applied 4 times.
Okay.
Um, so I applied 4 times, and I was not gonna apply. The last year I decided to apply, my best friend was not doing well with, and so I applied one more time. They called me. I was one of their last phone calls, and so I competed. And she happened to live in LA, so she was on my sideline. It was so magical. So
That's great.
yeah, I got to do that. But I will say, American Ninja Warrior is really fun. It's definitely a TV show.
Yeah, of course. It's
um,
entertainment.
yeah, and it's so when you're a gymnast and you're in a temperature controlled gym, and the equipment is going to work well and all that kind of stuff. So that was mind blowing to me because you're outside in the middle of the night. It's like 2:30 in the morning, like stuff's wet,
They're
and
filming
you
it
still
that early in the morning or that
yeah,
late?
it films all overnight. Yeah.
Oh, because they don't want other. Yeah, I got it. Control setting. Got it.
Well,
Yeah.
they want it the magic of all the lights. So it was Universal Studios Hollywood. And so yeah, you filmed from like 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Yeah. And so when I competed, it was 38 degrees and like dewy and wet everywhere. And
Oh
so
my God.
it was wild. It was entertaining. So
Yeah.
yeah, I had so much fun with it, but
How'd you
I
do?
will
Did you
never
get did you
forget.
get through the course?
Oh gosh, no, no.
Okay.
I was just happy to be there.
Yep.
So I was part of, unfortunately, an obstacle that was sopping wet, and there was nothing they could do. They couldn't dry it. So, it was really, but it was fine. They still aired me because it was so cute. Because they're like, "You are literally the happiest human to be here. Like you don't even care how you did." And I was like, no, I'm so happy to be here. So they still aired me. It was so much fun. And so I think that goes back to my purpose over podium as well, is like, I feel like, winning's different for everybody. And me just getting on the show, I won. Me just going to a gymnastics meet, I won just getting to compete. And so I wish more of us could look at opportunities that way, is it's not the outcome necessarily, it's the journey and the experience. So yeah, it was a really cool, fun night. It was also cool because I do have the wisdom of my age to be able to cheer up the other contestants that maybe didn't do as well as they had hoped to as well. But I'll never forget because I got home and I had nationals a week later, and I was so excited to go compete in a gym where it was warm and like temperature.
You're like, I'm not taking this for granted any longer. This is my place right here.
And I also was kind of like, okay, I am a really good athlete, even though the show does not show that I. So I know, there's been tons of gymnasts on that show.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Chelsea's been on there.
I didn't realize
Gabby
Chelsea was on
Stevenson was
there.
just on there. Yeah. Funny enough, I don't think any gymnast has done well.
Yeah.
I don't know of one.
Maybe it's a height thing. Are we too short?
Michaela. No, it's honestly, I swear to goodness, it's just the elements, like competing in the middle of the night. Um, the equipment, you can't wear chalk. Your hands,
Uh,
no chalk, which is wild. Um,
is that a
but
rule or
yeah,
is it because everything's already wet anyway? What's the chalk gonna do? Or they just
they
no
don't
no.
want you to get chalk on their They want it like the same environment for everybody that jumps
Okay,
on it.
okay.
Yeah. But I also think, what I think it is? So gymnastics, we have prepared routines, right? So you go there, you visualize, you know what you're doing. You show up on American Ninja Warrior, you have no idea what you're doing.
Do
You
you at
don't
least get
touch
a
the
warm up?
equipment, nothing.
What?
Nothing.
They don't get like a warm up run.
No, you don't touch anything. You don't touch anything. And then you just come out and do this. And so I think that that's the problem is like, there's no, like, it's one. And when I train ninja, I mean, it's rare that you get an obstacle your first time.
Yeah, exactly.
So now you're on a show where you need to do 5 obstacles the first time. I've never competed over water. That's like a whole.
Did you fall in the pool? Did you fall in the water?
Oh yeah. Well, actually only so sad. I stayed on the obstacle like I was supposed to and it kind of bowed and kind of broke. It like dropped my booty and yeah. And so
Okay.
then I was so confused because I was on it. So I'm like, oh well, I did the obstacle. And then they're like, no, you got wet. And I'm like, but I'm on the pole. Like,
I'm
what do you
still
mean I got
here.
wet?
Let me just finish it.
So I think I was more sad because I was like, well, can I just finish it for fun and you just don't film the
Like, nah, it's over.
Yes. So I will say, yeah, everybody, the number one question is, will you go back on the show? I would love to go back on the show. They are focusing on teenagers now more.
Okay.
So, and I have teenagers. So yeah, there's not many 40-year-olds. I was the oldest competitor ever from Colorado.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what they are focusing on as teens. But don't you think it's way cooler to watch a 40-year-old try a course
Hundred
than a
percent,
15-year-old?
100%. Or maybe they should do like families. Like you got two
Yeah.
teenagers, a little tag team action through the course.
Yeah. But have you tried Ninja?
I have not. No ninja for
Okay.
me.
Because if you love bars and swinging, I think a lot of gymnasts really enjoy Ninja Warrior. You know why? Because you can fly in the air with bad form.
That's true. That's true. Do whatever it takes to get over the course.
Yeah. So I go from gymnastics where I do like beautiful and perfect, and then ninja I'm like flying in the air, and sometimes I get them mixed up, and I'm like, oh shoot, why are my knees bent? So yeah, I enjoy both sports a lot, but gymnastics is my heart, and but I because they're cross training too. So ninja is more. It almost feels like training for gymnastics. So yeah. So yep, I
Wow.
was on it. Yeah, it was fun.
That's great. I guess last question of the day. Um, why adult gymnastics?
Why?
Yeah.
Because it is so much fun. It's so much fun, and you get to go in and be a kid again. And there's not a lot of things in life where you do get to go be a kid again. And so I always tell mom, especially moms, get off the sidelines, stop just watching your kids play, get back in the gym and play yourself. So that, yeah, definitely it's to have fun and feel alive and be silly and do backflips and learn that back handspring that you never got to learn when you were 10 years old. So yeah.
Wow. Those are great last words from Angela Fuller. We appreciate you coming on today. Good luck
Yeah.
at US Championships.
Thank
Hopefully
you.
you have a good time. I know you're gonna have a good time. So
Yeah.
just absorb all that great gymnastics. And we're getting closer to the Olympic year. So every US championship now almost builds momentum to the next one. So
Yeah. I'm so
yeah.
stoked. So yeah. So if you guys go on my social. I will put a lot of stuff on in my Instagram, like in my stories, and I'll make a big post about my experience. Because I always think it's fun to like see the behind the scenes of an event. So I'm going to try to do some of that documenting just to, from my perspective, which is a different perspective than
Yeah.
some others.
What's
So
your
yeah.
handle? What's your handle before
So my
we take
handle
off?
is COLO Fitness Chick. So it's Colorado Fitness Chick because I'm a
Okay.
fitness instructor.
Yep.
And so yeah, and then I'm on Facebook because I'm old. And it's Angela Fuller. So if you're listening to this and you're my generation and still love Facebook, it's Angela Fuller. And then I do on TikTok, I'm the Happy Dance Ninja.
Happy
Because
Dance Ninja. Got it.
yeah, because that was my name on the show. So yeah.
Awesome.
So yes,
Well,
thank you so much for having me.
yes. Thanks for coming on. We have to do it again.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Have a
All
good
right.
night.
And this is
Bye.
GymnasticsVille. We'll see you next time.